how's it going? Welcome to Work Commute. Let's Chat, episode 6. My name is Scott Velasquez. I'm a longtime game developer. Coming up on 20 years now. It's crazy. Even longer gamer. Playing games forever since I was, 4 or 5 probably. Crazy tech junkie. Love anything tech related. Doesn't matter what it is. Soccer coach, even though I've kind of scaled back a lot recently. Sort of just focusing on off-season stuff. Give me some more time for a side project I have going on. And I'm a big esports fan, man. I'm all about competitive sports. And that definitely crosses over into my games that I play and the games I watch. And like the title of this recording, I have a crazy long commute. Basically this whole thing is about me driving to work, just chatting about things off the top of my head, mostly unedited. Definitely not scripted. Alright, check this out. I'm doing some hands-free driving on the way to work with this loaner Tesla Model S that I have. I'm using some autopilot. Man, this is pretty sweet. Could definitely get used to this. It's basically driving itself right now. You can't really see my camera. I'm holding it, so it's super close, of course. But passing an 18-wheeler right now, so I'm gonna keep my hand pretty close to the steering wheel, but obviously not steering. We'll do that. Truck over here on my left now. Yeah, man, this is pretty stress-free, you gotta say. Nothing on no feet on the pedals. It's doing the driving, steering. Doesn't get better than that, in my opinion. So it's been about 2 weeks since the last time I recorded something. Had a lot going on. A lot going on at work for sure. So most mornings I've just been driving, no radio, no podcast, nothing, and I'm just sorting things out in my head, figuring out, what are we gonna talk about in this meeting? The design I'm working on, what am I missing? What's that secret sauce that would just put it over the edge? Rolling around people's feedback in my head over things we've talked about. I got the side project thing I'm working on, hoping to announce pretty soon. Let's see, 2 weekends ago, we had a full weekend of esports. 2 of those events we participated in, either me and my son and his friend. One of them I actually went and watched. Talk about that. Actually have some content on that too that just haven't had time to put up. And then this past weekend, my oldest child, my daughter, turned 16, which is crazy, but it's just so awesome. We had a big party for her. She had a bunch of friends come over. We had the DJ speaker and lights, and I started out as the DJ, and then one of my wife's nephews took over. But they had a blast just jamming out in the garage and just hanging out. So there was that going on. But let's catch up. Let's see. This week I'm going to Canada to visit our Canadian studio. So I'm gonna go up there with my boy Anthony. I'm going up there to talk about stuff that I'm sort of in charge of, which is online social and hobby initiatives. And I've already met a lot of these dudes. They've come down. They're very cool. Very professional too. These guys have some insane experience. Some of them even more than me. And I'm gonna go up there and talk about sort of my vision, which we've talked a little bit about. But I haven't met a lot of the guys there, so I just want to hopefully sort of spread some of my passion up there, help them understand kind of where we're going, the tools they're gonna have available. So it should be pretty fun. Never been to Canada. I heard it's cold as heck. So Anthony hooked me up with some stuff I was missing to keep me warm up there. But it does look like the weather's gonna be a little bit better. We were looking at like negative 20 something Fahrenheit, and it's looking like it's at least positive now, which, hey, cool. Sounds good to me, because when it gets cold over here, we're already hurting. That's happening this week. Let's see, to go back in time, talk about the esports stuff. 2 weekends ago was a pretty crazy esports weekend. We had the Counter-Strike Go major finals with the, what was it, Cloud9 and FaZe that were in the finals. The whole tournament was pretty neat, but of course the finals, as everybody knows, was the most entertaining. I mean, me and my son were just going crazy. Just, you know, they hit overtime, and some of the shots that, like, you know, Stewie was pulling off, and actually before that, what's the guy on FaZe? Can't remember his name, but he was pulling off, Nico, I think, yeah, he was pulling off some crazy stuff. But man, that was so cool to watch. And you know, you look at the viewer numbers, and they're just going up, as people sort of found out that the finals were becoming more and more intense. But also that, you know, that weekend was, you know, we had League of Legends splits. There was Call of Duty. I forget where that was at. But the World League, you know, they had some matches. Rocket League had a big thing going on. I mean, there's a lot of games right now with some nice followings. You know, that there's not going to be one game right now that's just blowing people's minds or saying, hey, we're crushing this sport or that sport. But if you could somehow add them all up, it would be pretty impressive. Especially if you would take into account, you know, just unique viewers, since everybody lives in different time zones. And, you know, those Australians, you know, my friend Lowlines over there in Darwin, you know, those time zones really kill, I think, some of the potential. Sorry, I had to turn there. Yeah, the time zones basically kill some of the you know, instantaneous viewer counts that we could be seeing. But if you add them all up, you know, as people are able to watch them or catch them at the very end, or, you know, whatever it is, and of course people are probably watching replays, and that's not going to be taken into account. But, you know, esports is growing big time, and you know, I didn't really watch the Super Bowl. Just kind of lost interest in the NFL last couple of years, and definitely still, you know, I'm a huge fan still of soccer, but even that sort of died away. Though I still try to watch some. But you know, the Super Bowl pulls in massive numbers. I think they, you know, it's down. You know, I think it was the lowest since, like, what, 2008 or 9 or something, they said. But they're still pulling in hundreds of millions of viewers. But, you know, it appears like it's on a decline. And if you talk to parents, even parents that played football, you know, they're like, I don't know about my kid playing that, you know. So I think we're going to continue to see that downward trend unless there's some crazy technology thing that happens, or something like that. But anyways, yeah, I'm pretty pumped about esports. Certainly don't want traditional sports to die. They have value as well. So yeah, I'd be curious to know what your favorite esports is, to watch, to play, and why. You know, what makes you want to watch that? Is it the game itself? Is it the players? Is it the broadcasters? Is it the venue? You know, what is it? I'd like to know more about that. It'd be really interesting to hear, as, you know, as a game developer and whatnot, an esports fan. So definitely leave some comments on that. I would definitely appreciate that. I'd love to chat about that kind of stuff. So did you happen to catch the Dr. Disrespect coming back yesterday on Twitch? That was pretty interesting. I watched a little bit while I was eating lunch in the break room, and talked to a couple other people in the office, and everybody was pretty blown away with, you know, him just coming back and winning a match right off the bat. All his subscribers he got. I mean, he was just pouring in subscribers, tons of donations. I saw people on Twitter just like, oh man, you know, Dr. Disrespect made more in 20 minutes than I make all year, you know, stuff like that. You know, his backgrounds and stuff that he had, you know, I saw one where it's like a helicopter pad and he's like walking out with his, you know, black on black chopper or whatever he said. It's such a crazy personality. He had like a garage and all that kind of stuff. But man, video games and streaming, man, that stuff's really entertaining. You know, it's, the more you get into it, you know, there's probably some of you out there where you have kids or you wonder why people would do it. And I was the same way. You know, the first time I saw my son watching this guy who I thought was just acting silly, super silly, you know, on YouTube. I just didn't get it. But, you know, the more you watch it and the more I talk to him, and then I started poking around Twitch and, you know, starting with the games I like, it started to click, you know. And if you think about, like, maybe there's a game you want to get better at, go to Twitch, you know, find those streams, find the replays and start watching them, you know. Have a lot of ideas there on how we could, you know, be helping people to improve their game and whatnot. You know, maybe there's a game, as a game developer, you know, something I do. If there's a game that sort of have interest in, or something about it intrigues me, but yet I don't think I'll have time to play it, or what have you. Try to find somebody streaming that too. You'll learn a lot about different games, what they like about them. So I definitely recommend that too. I mean, or if you like playing a game, but you're somewhere where you can't play the game, watch somebody stream. You might learn something. You might make some friends that you can, connect and play with them later. I just had a similar conversation with one of our programmers recently, and he was in the same situation. He's got a young son, I believe, and his son is always watching streams, and he just doesn't get it. And I'm like, and I mentioned have you ever tried watching when you can't play? And that sort of resonated with him, and he's like, oh man, I never thought about that. I'm gonna try that next time. I'm out shopping at the mall with my wife or something, and I'm just waiting. I'm like, yeah, dude, like fire up Twitch, give it a shot. But yeah, not trying to push that on anybody or whatever, but if you have an interest, or you're just trying to figure out why the heck are people watching people stream, you just really have to give it a shot. And people do it for all various reasons. I mean, some people probably don't even care what game is being played. It's just about the streamer, or streamers. There's some pretty good shows on there too with more than one person. Yeah, man, Twitch is awesome. Twitch has changed everything for the better, in my opinion. Okay, well, I guess this is going to be a short one. I started recording kind of late. Apologize for that, but yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off here. I'm already here in the parking garage, and let's see if we can get the next one out a little bit quicker for you. All right, take care, stay relentless. We'll see you.